Hey, welcome, Thomas. How you doing?
I'm good. How you doing?
Really good, man. Thanks.
Thanks. I just called. I want to know, how is your relationship with Drew Bledsoe been over the years and stuff? Both of y'all Washington State quarterbacks. And also, how was the Rose Bowl game?
Well, thanks for those questions, Thomas. I appreciate it. Drew Bledsoe and I have always had an amazing relationship, right? When I walked on campus, when I was just a freshman, people were giving me the moniker of Baby Drew. And that was a lot to live up to. And the big reason why I went to Washington State was because of Drew Bledsoe. The fact that I was going to follow in that guy's footsteps and get a chance to do exactly what he did. And our relationship wasn't necessarily the same during our playing careers, but I can tell you what, since my incarceration and my release and what my life has become over the last 4.5 years, Drew Bledsoe has been at the forefront as a support staff, as a mentor, somebody who left his career and transitioned better, I think, than anybody in what he did in his next life, and that is as a businessman. He has an unbelievable and thriving wine vineyard in Washington, and he's just been a great friend. I just saw him a couple weeks ago at a Cougar Classic quarterback that thing, and we got a good chance to talk as well. As for the Rose Bowl, the coolest thing in the world, right? I don't know why I've continued to keep this thing up there.
I know, it's just sitting there.
I am. I'm going to put this on the ground right now. The coolest thing hadn't happened in 67 years at Washington State, right? Coach Price called me on January 1st, 1994. I was watching the Rose Bowl. It was UCLA. It was Wisconsin. And he said to me, what any coach who was recruiting me in the Pac-12 or Pac-10 at the time or the Big Ten, he simply said, if you come here to Washington State, we'll play in that game together. And I bought it, hook, line, and sinker, right? I walked into mom and dad's room. I said, I'm going to Washington State. I did no research. I didn't realize they hadn't been to a Rose Bowl since 1931. So it was a complete leap of faith, and one I'm really, really glad I did, because it was the greatest day for me in football, right? To walk out into that stadium to see Washington State in the end zone. And I remember one of my coaches at the time talking to his other coach, one of his other coaches, he says, we finally made it. We're coaching in a game that has a blimp. And that made sense, right? I looked up, the Goodyear blimp's flying above. You could see Washington State layout right there. Pretty special. Thanks, Thomas, again.
For more of The Rich Eisen Show, tune to Audience Channel 239 on DirecTV for free on BR Live, or download the Rich Eisen Show app.